Let me tell you a story. A year or two ago, I was trying to break a bad habit. It was a habit I'd been doing for ages, and I knew it was bad, but I didn't think of it as that bad. I struggled for ages trying to break it, but I didn't realize that if I'd known this one thing, then the process would have been so much easier. You need to feel guilty and bad about yourself. Every single time you do something like watching YouTube, playing video games, or scrolling on TikTok, you know that it's bad for you. You might not even consciously say it to yourself, but deep in the back of your mind, you get a bad feeling because you know that it's bad for you. You know that whilst you enjoy it in the moment, as soon as you go off it, you just feel empty, and it's a bad habit that you shouldn't keep doing. If you don't know or don't think that those things are bad for you, well, you should. I'm not going to go over the reasons why these things are bad for you because there's 20,000 videos about them. All that stuff does absolutely nothing for you, and yet you can't get yourself off of it. You're addicted. I'm not sure what the exact scientific definition of addiction is, but to me, it's when you know you shouldn't be doing something and yet you still keep doing it. Out of all these bad habits you do, there's probably one which you don't even really like that much and yet you still do all the time. What you need to do is go and try and quit it. Go and try and feel guilty when you relapse. It's inevitable that you'll fall back on a habit you built up for days, weeks, months, or even years, and that's just the way it goes. But still, you need to feel guilty when you go back to them. You need to feel the shame that comes when you do something you know you shouldn't do, but you still do. Bask yourself in the guilt and let yourself feel it. You just did a bad thing. Use it as negative reinforcement and think to yourself, what made me do it this time? And what can I do to prevent it in the future? The way that breaking out of a bad habit works is that you go for a period of, say high motivation and you're like, oh yeah, I'm gonna stop watching YouTube and playing video games. You do that for about a few days and then you go back to your old habits. It keeps going like this, up, then down, then up, then down, in a large number of waves, until eventually the dips become smaller and the peaks become larger. When I've done this when trying to break out of a bad habit, I've learned something every single time I've gone into a dip. If I fall back to like playing video games or something, each time I'm like, oh wait, I shouldn't be doing this, and I realize what triggered me to go back to it in the first place. You have to relapse, feel guilty, and then make an action plan for what you did this time and what you can do to prevent it next time. This is the only way that you can learn the skill of not doing your bad habit. You need to strengthen the muscle that prevents you from going back to your old habits. After multiple times of getting motivated, not doing the bad habit, then eventually relapsing to your old habit, feeling guilty, and then finding out what went wrong, eventually your relapses will become less and less until eventually you stop doing it. I believe that for the most part, this is the way breaking a bad habit goes. So pick something which you know you shouldn't be doing, yet still keep doing, and take yourself through this cycle. I hope you enjoy this video. See you in the next one. Also, if you want to know how to stay on the right path, then click on this video here.